everybody, Papa Gord here, and if you didn't make my live stream that I did for pretty near 2 hours again this afternoon, or just checked out my Instagram, somewhere down here is the name, then you missed out with me showing off some pictures. Yes, I got the entire episode 2 Attack of the Clone wave yesterday from Toy Snowman out of Montreal, I believe. So the last 5 figures in the red and black boxes. And then I happened to get online and saw one of the local comic book stores, sort of local comic book stores, had pictures up of purple colored boxes that are differently shaped and different artwork and what have you. So I looked at their hours and went, ooh, they're not open for another 40 minutes. So I drove out to the store and sat out in front of the store until they opened. And that is where I picked up Ezra, and that is where I picked up Zeb. So it's just really kind of weird to go, yeah, this is no number. Oh, right here, sorry. Number 1. And for anybody who just wanted to know, number 3 for Ezra. So, yeah, so he's out. I opened him up online. I reopened him because honestly, I've been working on this review for a while now. And so let's just get into it. And here he is in all of his over 6 inches of glory. We were doing comparisons on the live stream to height. So he just comes in just a shade shorter than Chewbacca. As most of us know, this is kind of a hybrid version of what Chewbacca was going to look like originally. So they finally got some other use out of, roughly. It's not exactly 100%, but it's close. And yeah, it's Zeb. It's good. He's new. He smells good. He feels nice. It's fine. I do have gripes, like I always have gripes, and you may go, Jesus, you have a lot of gripes, but with how much money we spend on our habits, on our collections, we're entitled to have gripes. And regardless if I've had this in my hand for 10 minutes, 10 hours, 10 weeks, 10 years, it is what it is. So, and the only real gripes that I have, which isn't really all that bad, is I wish his eyes were bigger, and I wish he kind of had that smirk on his face, rather than looking like he's miserable all the time. Other than that, I don't have a problem with the figure. He's... Okay, I'll take that statement back. I have one other issue, and his joints, it could just be this one particular figure, but his joints aren't super tight. You know how when sometimes you get a new figure and the joints are super stiff and you're worried about like your first movements that you might break something? This is the opposite. He is so fluid. Nothing was jammed up, tight, stiff, any of that stuff. It's all there. And that is a bone of contention with me, that do I need to go and buy some of that special stuff that Uncle Mike got, where he put it on the joints of, I believe, General Grievous, to tighten his joints up so he wouldn't fall over all the time. I don't know in time if this is going to be the problem with him, especially with some of these extra joints that he has down in his lower extremities. But other than that, I think he's a good looking figure. He's big, and yeah. So let's take a look at his head. And he gets so much range. I mean, he's got this big hard neck piece, but He can look up, he can look down. He has got just all sorts of crazy waggle and tilt and what have you. Like, that's good. I dig that quite a bit. His arms all the way around. He's got big arms. He's got a big deep cut. So he does get just a smidge over 90-degree bend in his arms, and that's fine. He's a big guy, so I'll let that pass. You know, he's got good ways. His shoulder pads tuck underneath his chest armor to get out of the way, so that's good as well. Nice detailing on the shoulder, on his one piece of armor here, all the way to the back. Same up here on the front. His purple striping is quite nice around on his arms and on his lower parts of his legs here. I mean, his jumpsuit's nothing to write home about, but I mean, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Bosk. Not as detailed as the Bosk figure, but yeah, pretty close. His articulation in the mid torso, that's pretty weak as well. He gets about that much for going back, that much for going front. So it's not a lot. And then he does get a little bit of side to side, but that's it, and that's fine as well. Legs, you can actually get him into a kind of sitting position, unlike that Ezra figure that his legs are useless. Can go out to the side, and you know, he gets a pretty good spread, so I'm really happy with that. Again, he's a big guy, and then you get just the articulation is like, his knees are a little on the tight side, I will say that much, but like, he can kick himself up into the midpoint of his back, and that's great. I love that. So, and then you can just get his legs however you want. He stands really well. Again, I'm just concerned in time that these might get too loose, and you're either gonna have to hit it with some clear nail polish or some of that magic stuff that Uncle Mike bought, which I might have to look into actually ordering some of that stuff just to have, because now my General Grievous is just dropping like a rock all the time, and I'm getting really ticked off with him. So there you go. That is Zeb in his glory. Now, all he comes with is his bow staff / blaster, so it's kind of a combination of both. So I kind of already condensed it into the blaster form, and I have him hold it the opposite way. His left hand seems to be a lot tighter, and this thing's just kind of, it's not super tight. It doesn't like lock into place, so I just kind of put that into there and see if I can get it to go. As far as just holding, it's not, again, not perfect, but kind of like so. I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit more. I think I'm gonna have it in the other version of what you can do with this weapon, which let's just do that now. So you take said staff, or said gun, whoops, and you can turn it into a staff. So you just pull it out all the way, and then you can twist this piece down. And then there are these two pinky, purpley colored electrical current things. And one goes on one end, and that one goes on the other end. And I think that's as far as it goes. So you get a big giant staff. Now, I thought I was wearing the paint off, but as you can see here, that's just detail that's been painted onto the staff. So I was like, oh no, I've only had it and I'm already wearing, so it does have some worn out looking bits and what have you. And Zeb can hold, again, his hands are pretty tight as well, so But there you go. So you can get him holding that and pose him away however you want to do it. I think I'm going to have him pose this way for pretty well all the time. And then if you did notice on his back, he's got 2 bumps. There are 2 here and then 2 on here. Now, as for condensing this, and let's see if I get it right. Yep, and it fits. So again, you can, for carrying purposes, because this is it. This is what he comes with. So, still pretty rad. It's Zeb. Finally, we have. I will have eventually a complete Rebels crew again, because I sold off my original lineup to get the updated faces to go with Zeb when he came out, so they would all kind of match. I've already said Ezra, I don't like the face on it. I like the figure from the waist up, minus the head, but that's why I keep the helmet on. Yeah, not the best. So we got 2 Rebels. Just need to wait for the rest of them to show up. So yeah, super excited to have this guy. Whatever, we've had him, we've seen him. I'm not going to review him again because he just makes me sad. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for myself. That'll do it for Zeb. Stay tuned. As you can probably see up here, I got a few new guys up here. Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, the Geonosian Battle Droid. Those will be coming up pretty soon. I did that live stream this afternoon. May see another one later on the weekend, if not sometime next week. Other than that, that's going to do it for Zeb. That's going to do it for myself. Comment, share, like, subscribe. All that usual YouTube mumbo jumbo really helps out the channel. And we'll see you again pretty soon. Later, eh?